Happy Friday, Minnesotans. So you may know that I'm new on Transportation Committee this year, and we just finished a Transportation Committee meeting. I'm here with my good friend Nick Frentz from Mankato, Senator from Mankato. And the governor came out with a proposal, pretty ambitious proposal for a 20-cent gas tax, Nick, this week. I think a lot of Minnesotans they hear that number and they're a little surprised. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Sure. First of all, thanks for having me. It's great sitting by you on transportation. The first thing you need to know about the gas tax is that it's the constitutionally dedicated revenue source that must be spent on roads and bridges. So unlike funds that go into the general fund, this is a roads and bridges tax, and that's what it's used for. The proposal to increase it is recognizing Minnesotans' basic understanding that you get what you pay for. We're behind in roads and bridge maintenance by about $600 million a year. Both political parties agree to that number, and the question is, how do we get there? So you have three choices. You can do nothing, which not a lot of people around here are supportive of. You can increase the gas tax and pay for it in a user fee form. If you drive 10 miles on our roads, you pay 10 times as much as someone who drives 1 mile. Or you can take it out of the general fund, which is where little things like education and healthcare get paid for. I support the governor's proposal that a gas tax increase is the right approach to this. I'm not necessarily sure we'll be at 20 cents a gallon. That's very ambitious. That would put us in the top 4 in the country. But I do think new revenue is needed. And I would also say, if you prefer to take the money away from education or healthcare or other general fund uses, that's fine, but you're going to have to tell those people, school teachers, doctors, and regular Minnesotans, why there was a cut in that budget at a time of the surplus. And finally, I'd just say we have a structural surplus of maybe $280, $300 million, which means there's a little extra money in the ongoing budget. But this would allow for those problems to not be needed to be addressed in transportation for years to come. So it's an ambitious proposal. I think it's got merit, and I'm looking forward to the debate going forward about how we pay for our roads and bridges.
You bet. So Nick, you mentioned that the parties agree we need about $600 million a year just to get our roads up to snuff, to get them back to where they should be. 1 cent on the gas tax, I guess, generates about $32 million a year, is that right? And so if you multiply that out by 20 cents a gas tax, that gives you about $640 million a year. So it basically gets us up to where we need to be. Is that right?
Sure. And it also relieves some of the pressure on schools, for example. Governor Walz is a former teacher in my district, and we have school sizes increasing in the junior high right up the street from me. We don't like that. We'd like to be able to do the things that Minnesotans expect us to do that includes fully fund our schools and get our roads and bridges done. And I don't mind adding, the American Society of Civil Engineers does a report on the status of our roads and bridges every year. They do it all over the country. We received a C grade on our bridges and a D plus on our roads. So we're behind. It's just a question of how we catch up. And again, I'm looking forward to it.
It's a longer video this week, Minnesotans, but I felt like it was an important subject. Thanks, Nick.
Thank you, Senator.
Happy Friday.
Thank you.